Welcome to the channel. If you're stopping in for the very first time, my name is Chuck, and on this channel we talk about money, we talk about, encouragement, we talk about a lot of different things here. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, definitely consider doing so because you'll always leave feeling better about yourself than you did when you came. At least that's the focus of the channel. Now today's video, I'm going to incorporate a comment that I got from a gentleman in the last video that I did, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen so you guys can see it, and I'm going to read it real quick. This is from a gentleman named Gowan, and he said, "Chuck, I listened to your video almost half a year ago. Since then, I've paid off 3 credit cards, and I'm working on the 4th now. I knew I needed to change, but your video got me motivated. Since then, my wife and I are happier and found that paying off a card is better than the new toy. We still have a long way to go, but we are doing our best to be responsible. It's my birthday today, and I can tell you this, it's the first birthday in a while. I feel great about the upcoming year and the outlook of my finances. Thanks, Chuck. I missed the Corvette videos, but this is so much more important." You know, I think that right there is the reason why I do these videos. If Gowan is the only one I ever reach in this, I would be more than happy. But I know that when I make a YouTube video, and any creator makes a video and puts it out there, you don't know who's watching. You don't. You know, I'm looking into a camera, but behind that camera are people. It's you. And in your life, you know, you've made choices. Some of those choices are good choices, some of them are bad choices. Some choices, you know what, you can easily correct, others that you never can correct. But one thing that I believe that in this pandemic and in this season of life that we're all in and that we're all facing, some more stricter than others, some more dire than others, is that it's taught us a few things. Number one, I truly believe the way things are changing. We've seen people who have gotten on the phone when they're in their car and people are attacking it. A young lady and her daughter's crying, she's crying, and she's screaming for help. She calls 911 and they tell her to contact her local officials. Are you kidding me? My friend, if you don't think that sounds like something that would happen in another country, no, that happened right in Minneapolis. So we have a lot of things going on, but number one, you have to be your own shield. You need to have a lot of things in order in this time and season right now. You need to have your finances in order. You need to have, plenty of supplies in order. You need to have protection in order. You need to have, monetary resources ready if you need them. Because this is a time that, you having your finances in order is more important than probably any other time out there. And I'm sure a lot of people have felt the pain of not having that in order. Warren Buffett once said, you know who's skinny dipping when the water goes out, when the tide goes out. Those who are wearing some shorts and bathing suits, you can see them. Those who aren't, you can see all that too. And a lot of people out there that look like on the outside, they had it all together. They have the house, they have the nice cars, they've got all the toys, they've got everything. They're hurting. And some of those toys are leaving. They're either having to sell them, they're getting repossessed. There's a lot of stuff going on. But what I want this video to be about is not only the change we're going through, and we can see that we need to make change, because change is hard. Change is uncomfortable. And just as, Gowan said in his comment, they knew they needed to make a change. But you know what? Until you've had a I'm sick and tired of it moment, you're not going to change. We all know there's things in our lives we need to change. And change is hard. Maybe you've gained a few pounds over the last 4 months. It's hard. It's easy to put on weight. It's hard to get rid of it. It's the same thing with debt. You can wander into it, but you can't wander out of it. And sometimes it's very painful to get out of debt. And, I think more than ever, this message resonates. And I want to talk to you. If you get up every day and you go to work, if you have a job right now, some of you don't. And hopefully, that changes soon. But you go and you do a job that you don't like, or you wish it was different. And what causes you and makes you have to get up and go to that job every day? Your bills. Imagine a world where you have no bills. Imagine a world where you go to work and you come home, you play with your kids, grandkids, hang out with friends, and you don't have any payments. You're not sending money to Chase. You're not sending the money to Bank of America. You're not sending money to Wells Fargo. You're not sending it to GMC or Ford or anyone else. But the money that you work hard for, you get to keep. That's where Gowan and his wife are headed. Again, it's hard. It's hard to get things moving in a different direction once it's going downhill. I've driven big trucks and I've been in the mountains. And I know when that truck starts going down, if you don't get it under control, them Jake brakes aren't going to help you. That service brake isn't going to help you. You're going to smoke it up and you're going to be out of control. And you're going to have to be looking for the nearest emergency off-ramp so that you can hit that ramp and stop it. And some of you, that's how you are right now financially. You're just headed downhill. You don't know how to stop it. But today can be the day that you make the choice to stop it. Only you can do it. I can't do it for you. No one else, a brother, sister, no one can do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And you have to start saying, I've got to get to the point where I have more coming in than I have going out. And Chuck, how do I do that? I've got 2 car payments that are over $600 a month, and we've got credit cards, student loans, we got all this debt, and man, we make good money, and I just don't know what to do. Or maybe you're on a fixed income, and you've got debt, and you're like, how do I get out of it? I can't make any more money. Well, there's a movie called Shawshank Redemption. Maybe you've seen it. And the guy that's in there that was, of course, falsely accused of murdering his wife and so forth, he finds this little bitty hammer rock, or actually he buys it from one of the guys there in the prison. And he's doing something with the rock, and he starts putting some initials in the wall, and all of a sudden a big chunk of it falls off in his cell. And for years, he took that little bitty rock and he chipped away until he created an entire tunnel for him to be able to escape. My friend, you may not have a big shovel. You may not have a huge income, but you've got something. You know what? Because God said He'll bless whatever you put your hands to. And you may have a great income and you just say, Chuck, I need to get this under control. See, it doesn't matter whether or not you've got $500,000 in debt or you got $15,000 in debt. It depends on the shovel and how quickly you can get rid of it. That means you got to start selling stuff. Get rid of those cars that are just killing you every month. You're spending $1,200 in car payments. You're spending another $175 in insurance, and then you got gas, and then you got maintenance and everything else that goes with that. Your greatest wealth building tool you have is your income, and you're giving it away every month. You're giving it to banks. You're just giving it away for stuff. Stuff isn't bad, but it's bad when stuff has you. And it's time to begin to make a change in your life. Because you know what? When you're financially secure, what feels like a hurricane to everyone else will feel like a little pop-up shower to you. And you'll be able to be a blessing to other people. In my family, it's just a known rule that if you come out with me and you have dinner, you don't pay. Chuck and Carrie pay. It's a way for me to always be that blessing to my family. There's times that we go and we visit my in-laws, and and they live a very modest lifestyle. They're in North Texas, and the little bitty farm community, and they don't have a whole lot of means. And sometimes, a lot of times we'll leave $500 cash somewhere in the room that we stayed in, and when we leave, we'll call them and tell them where it's at, and they'll go in there because number one, they won't take it if I try to give it to them. But if I leave it there and I leave, they'll take it. And to hear sometimes them, their gratitude, thank you so much. You don't realize what this is going to do. So you can begin to impact people's lives when money doesn't mean anything to you. Because you know what? Having all the money, one thing you will learn is when you get to where you have more money than what you need, you're going to find out, number one, money won't make you happy. It doesn't matter how much of it has, it won't make you happy. Doing things with it to bless others, man, gives you all the fulfillment in the world. It makes you feel inside just something else. But you know what? You can't help others when you can't even help yourself. And to change your life financially means you have to have an heart-to-heart talk with yourself, with your wife, with your significant other, and you have to say, we got to get out of this. Both of you have to be on the same, you got to be going the same direction. Your wife can't be going one way and you going another. She can't be out buying makeup, shoes, and clothes and everything else, and you're over here trying to save money. And your husband can't be out buying guns and buying everything, cars and everything else, when the wife is trying to batch it down the hatch. You got to be together. And if you're a single person, you know what? You don't have that hurdle. You just got to get yourself going in the right direction. And I believe today is the day that you're going to start that. It's Friday. At least today is Friday. You may be watching this on another day. But today is your day to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to live a life like no one else so that later I can live and give like no one else. My friend, it is in you. You want that. It's freedom. When you're free from banks, when you're free from giving your hard-earned paychecks to the master. Because you know what? The borrower is slave to the lender. I'll say that probably in every video because I think it needs to resonate. See, we all hear things over and over, and sometimes we don't even change. Sometimes we have to hear things 7 times before we even will pay attention to it. And most of us, hey, the vast majority of people haven't made it even this far in the video just because the ADD or people we're so used to just changing and going and going. But I want you to know it is your time. It's your time to make a change in your life for you and for your family, and in order for you to leave a legacy. When I see that, the vast majority of people who are retirement age have less than $50,000 in any type of retirement fund or any type of money whatsoever, my friend, that's sad. Because now I guarantee you they wish they could have done it different. They wish they would have made different choices. But what's so great about it is you're never too old, you're never too young to get started. And I believe today is the day you get started in this. Because as someone who's lived a debt-free lifestyle, since 2014 we paid off our house, there's nothing like it in the world. There's nothing like knowing that money really doesn't mean anything from the standpoint of we could live years without a paycheck. We can, be a blessing to others. We constantly, we're givers. We like doing things for people. Why? Because we can financially do it. And that's where you'll find more reward and more blessing than you'll ever know of anything else. It feels better to give than it does to receive 100 times over, my friend. So I know I've gotten too long on this video. It's almost 15 minutes long. I'm sorry. I just get talking sometimes just from the heart, and I want people to hear this message. So maybe you've got someone in your life, maybe you are where we're at today, or you're on the right track like Gowan is, and you're heading that way, and you've been trying to tell some family members, and you're trying to tell people, and people won't, sometimes your family won't listen to you. You know that? Sometimes, your wife says something to you, it doesn't mean anything, and then someone else says something to you, and you go, yeah, you're right. And your wife's sitting there going, I just told you that. Or vice versa. Sometimes we don't listen to that, but when we hear it from someone else, sometimes because it's someone else, we'll listen to the message. Share this if you know somebody that needs to hear this message. Share it on your social media, copy and paste it, text it to someone. And, if you know someone that just needs a word of encouragement, They need to hear some truth every now and then. They need to hear some motivation. Share it to them. In closing, I just want you to know that you can do it. You can. You have the ability to do more than you realize that you can. And so I'm here for you. I'm cheering for you. The community, let us know. Use that comment section. If you need someone, if you need my emails in the description below. Hey, if every now and then you need to send me an email, so Chuck, this is getting rough, send me an email. Hey man, I'll encourage you. Drop a comment. Let us know if you're on this journey. We'll encourage you. Because my goal is to see people. I don't, getting out a camera and talking to it isn't me, okay? I'm an introvert by nature. I'm not one that really likes to share a whole lot. But I have this feeling and this desire to want to help people. And this is a way that I think that I can. Because I don't know who's watching. And I hope it's helping someone. I know it helped Gowan and his wife, and I hope it's helping you. But until I see you next time, I want each one of you to know that you're special. God broke the mold with you. There's not another one like you. Your DNA is totally different from everyone else's. Your fingerprints are different than everyone else's. And you can do great things in life. And remember, life is truly short. Make sure you enjoy it and make sure you make it sweet. We'll see you guys next week.